welcome. I'm Kathy. This is my November studio blog. If you are new here, welcome. Thank you for watching, and if you have been here before, thanks for coming back. I'm so happy to have you here. So I'm just going to do an overview of what I've done this month, and I hope you find it interesting. I've got lots to show you. A new project that wasn't on the radar until early in the month and turned out really well. And then you'll find out at the end of the video if I finished my T-Rex or not. So stay tuned, enjoy the video, and thanks again for being here. So the first thing I finished in November was my fox. So I started that in October, and I showed you a progress shot of just his head and the inspiration photo. And this is my finished fox. I'm really proud of it. I consider it to be my best piece that I've done so far as skills go. I used all my new skills that I acquired from Michaela's course, and I really wanted to replicate the blowing fur look of the photo, and I think I succeeded in doing that. So this is the first piece that I'm going to keep for next year's shows. So I'm hoping to have time to do a few more foxes and make a set out of them. I think I've done more foxes than any other animal, so it's tempting to do more just because that's in my comfort zone. But at the same time, I want to branch out. I want to do more animals that I haven't done before. So we'll see. There's just never enough time to do everything that I want to do. On November 5th, I did a workshop. It was the second felting workshop I've ever done. I did one a couple years ago at a show, but this is the first private one I've ever done. So there were 7 ladies at the workshop, and I gave them the opportunity to pick from 2 projects, a fox and a sheep. I think in retrospect, I should have probably just stuck to one, but it worked out okay. 4 of them chose the sheep and 3 chose the fox, so it was a pretty even distribution, and I was able to demonstrate to one group while the other worked, and vice versa. I have to mention how beautiful the cottage was, both the inside of it and the setting. It was pouring that day, but it really didn't take away from the beauty of the surroundings at all. It's definitely my dream cottage location, just outside Ottawa, about 45 minutes away. Susan, the host, had also prepared a delicious lunch, and she really went all out with the table setting. We also had fresh scones in the morning before we started, so I was very lucky to be included in that. The ladies did so well. They were all extremely kind and welcoming. I'd say all in all, everything went really well. I'm not sure I'll keep doing workshops though. I just don't think it's something that I'm going to focus on with my business. I'm used to teaching. I've done it for years in the college setting, but this is a little different in that it was somebody's private home and a previously formed group of friends. I'm totally fine when I'm demonstrating, but being a shy person who struggles with social anxiety in group situations, I couldn't help feeling a little bit uncomfortable. They didn't do anything at all to make me feel that way. It's just kind of how I am. I'm just not sure it's on the radar for the future, but I'm really glad that I did it. So, do any felters out there have a scrap basket or some kind of container that they put scraps in? One thing that I love about felting is that nothing goes to waste. I put all my scraps in this little basket, and then when it gets full, I use them to make the bases of small items like my owls or my sheep. So since I have some owl bases already that still needed finishing, I decided to make some more sheep, the ones that were standing on the wool balls and sold out quite quickly. So I'm hoping they'll be just as popular next year. And I want to get a head start on next year's stock. And my goal is to start next season with 30 of these sheep. So one of the things I decided to do this month was make some sheep bases. And so with this collection of scrap, I managed to make 13 sheep bases. So these will obviously eventually be covered. First, I'll cover them with a layer of core wool and then whatever color wool I decide to use on the outside. But I'm glad I got started on this because there's going to be so many of them. And I know if I do 30 sheep at once, I just won't be able to do it. It'll just be too boring for me. So my goal is to sort of do a little bit of work on them every month, and then by the time shows roll around next year, I'll have some inventory. But since I made these, my basket is almost filled up again, so it's time to make more pretty soon. So at one point in the month, I decided it's time to do some organizing. So I'm kind of weird in that when I work, stuff just gets strewn everywhere. But I do like my storage to be organized, and I don't like accumulating a lot of stuff that I don't use because I don't have a huge workspace. So I have a ton of wood bases that I've collected from outside and also from home stores, and this is what I use to mount my animals on. So this is an example of something that I got from a thrift store. Same with this. Here's another one that I don't think I'm going to use, but I just thought it might be cool. Here's one that I really like, but I haven't found a use for it yet, just because it's red. So I don't know, I haven't found really something that looks great on it yet, but I still like it, so I'm going to keep it. Here's another thrift store thing that I bought that I actually really want to use. So I don't want it to be Santa or Christmas related. I want to paint it, get rid of this stuff, and then put a fox scene in here, either a 2D fox scene or maybe he's coming out a little bit. I'm not sure, but I have it I have sort of a vision, and I want to do it within the next few months. And then I have a whole bunch of stuff like this kind of thing that I've found, and I had an idea for these that I'm really kind of excited about. I was looking at them and I thought they looked like cliffs, and I was thinking of maybe doing a mountain goat or a wild sheep, like a Dall sheep or a bighorn sheep, something that's common in Western Canada, and kind of make him standing on top of here, and then with like maybe a dusting of snow on them. I thought they would look really good. And then this one, I also have an idea. So this came I found it like this, and I thought what I could do was kind of weigh it down on this end here, and then put a howling wolf on the end of it. So it would kind of, I don't know if you can see what I mean, it would sort of sit on a table, and then the wolf would kind of be standing on the edge, and it would kind of be hanging off the edge of wherever it was displayed. So we'll see about that. I don't know when that is going to happen. And then I'll have a whole bunch of these type of things that I've gotten from home stores, and I've used a lot of them. I will use them. I just need to stop buying them. Oh, and I have these little bowls that I got a set of these. I think I got 2 sets of 4, and they're really cheap, but they're perfect for mounting little animals on. Like that's what I used for mounting my fox. So I have this little frame. I've done a few little framed scenes, and I have this one left, so I want to use that up. The last thing I bought was this bowl, and when I bought it, I was like, okay, this is when it stops. But I thought it would be so cute to have, well, my idea is to have a duck or a goose or something in a bathtub with his legs kind of hanging out, and relaxing with a bath cap on or something cute like that. So that's my idea for this one. So you see, I have lots of ideas and lots of things to do them with, and I just have to do them. So here's my shelf all organized, and I've made a pact with myself that I'm not buying any more bases until I use up lots of these old ones. The next thing I want to show you, I didn't plan to do these at all, but I was talking to my mom. She suggested that maybe I should make some felted flowers, and I like that idea, but then it got me thinking of mushrooms. So I was looking at my wood bases, and a few of them had this like really rustic kind of gnarled look to them that I thought would be perfect for mushrooms. So I just kind of started, and
then they just took over my creative mind for a couple weeks. But I didn't film any of it. It was kind of an intense period of creativity, and I was also experimenting with some messy techniques and that didn't really lend themselves to being filmed. My hands were, covered in glue. Like I said, it wasn't planned, but I knew I had to kind of follow it through. I go off in tangents and I get kind of obsessed with something, and then suddenly I just don't want to do it anymore. And by the time I got to the last mushroom, I was struggling with one of the designs and it wasn't looking right. I restarted it. I didn't throw out, I put it in my little wool basket. And I just kept starting it new, and I just wasn't enjoying it anymore. But now that they're finished, I really love them. Here's a photo of them all together. And I know I'll do more eventually, but for now it's definitely back to the animals for a while. Although, one of the things that I found in my stash of bases that I'd collected was these little miniature terracotta pots. So now I have it in my head that I might want to try painting these pots and then making either cactuses or small plants or flowers or something to go in the pot with whatever I paint on them. So that is something that might be coming soon. One thing that I've been working on for a few months now actually is some work for a company called Fibercraft. It's based in the Toronto area, and I started ordering my wool from them a couple years ago. And I have to say, I've never, ever had better service from any company ever, online or in person. They're just fantastic. Anyway, I met the owner, Sarah, at a fiber show a few years ago, and she recently asked if I'd be interested in designing some kits for her online store. So these aren't part of my own line, they're hers, but I took the photos and I did the layout. And it's been really enjoyable. It's a way to use my graphic design skills for something that I love, which is felting. Sarah's an excellent felter herself. She makes these really adorable wet felted animals. And she very generously gave me a tutorial from a website called Bibabo. I think that's how you pronounce it. Bibabo Puppets. It's a paid tutorial. So Sarah gave this to me and I can't wait to do it. These are just a few examples from her online portfolio. They're just incredible. I'd love to do all of them. I mean, look at all these. They're so awesome. Especially love this guy, the seagull with the long legs. So cute. This is the one that Sarah gave me, little raccoon. So whenever I do try it, I'll show you how that turned out in an upcoming studio vlog. I'll link the website as well as Fibercraft's website in my description. They're both really, really worth checking out. So here I am working on my T.Rex. I really want to get this done. I made his teeth originally from Fimo clay, and then I decided I didn't want to use those, so I made a whole bunch of wool teeth with woolen glue, and then once I finished those, I decided I didn't like those. So I'm going back to the Fimo ones. I really wish I'd kept track of the number of hours I put into this thing, because I just have no idea at this point, but it feels like hundreds. I know it isn't, but it just feels like that. Needless to say, I don't think I'm going to ever sell him. He'll be a display piece at shows like his Velociraptor cousin, who's very good at attracting customers to my booth. So things I still need to do, I need to make and attach his arms, and then the lengthy process of refining and finishing and adding little small details like muscles and that kind of thing, which is going to take a long time still since he's so big. I'm really hoping to finish him this month, but we'll see.
Here we are at the end of the month. If you have been so kind as to make it all this way, thank you. I appreciate you being here so very much. I know my channel is just really small right now, but I appreciate every single person who watches my videos and likes them and comments and has subscribed to my page. So The month has been great. I think I've gotten a lot done. As usual, it seems like I should have probably gotten more done, but I'm happy with what I have. My poor moose has taken a backseat to everything, so I didn't get anything done on him, but I will be working on him next month for sure. I have an idea for a video. Actually, I'm gonna work on doing a few videos that aren't tutorials or vlogs, maybe just general needle felting stuff. But I had an idea for a video because I always get asked how long I spend on something, and I never know how to answer. I really actually don't know the answer for each specific thing. I know it takes hours. I know it takes many hours in some cases, but I don't know how many. So what I thought I would do is time every second that I put into a project. That's from research and making wire armature, just everything from start to finish, and make a video about it. Obviously, I'm not going to make a 15-hour video or whatever it takes to make something, but I'm going to sort of show the different stages and what point I'm at. And it'll be for me just as much as anyone else. So that's an idea for next month. So here's where I need your help. So I have 3 animals that I want to do in the near future, and one of them is going to be the timed video. So do you think I should do a fox, a winter ermine, or a Dall sheep? So here's what each of those look like, and obviously you know what a fox looks like, but in case you're not familiar with the winter ermine or the Dall sheep, these are 2 other things that I want to do. So what do you think I should time and make next? Comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. So the big question is, did I finish my T.Rex? Unfortunately, the answer is no, but it is so close that I don't want to show you on camera right now what he looks like. I am going to be in the next few days making a video of just a short video of the making of him, and that's when he's going to be revealed. So it won't be long for anybody who is in any way invested in the T.Rex saga. I feel like I was really hard on him in this video, and I really do love the project. It's just taken a long time, and sometimes when you're working on crafts or art that takes a long time, you need that dopamine hit of actually getting something finished. So it's harder when you have a really big project and it takes longer. But I'm so close. I just need to add a few little details and then do some finishing work, then mount him, and then he'll be done. So yeah, if you're interested, check back in a few days and a video should be here, and I will show you what finished T.Rex looks like. So far, I'm super happy with how he looks. So thank you again so much for being here. If you're new here and you've never seen my videos before, welcome and thank you. Please feel free to like and subscribe and comment if you want, and I will see you soon.